counsel for him. I don't know whether he's going to want to hire somebody, or whether he is, he's not a criminal defendant, so he probably wouldn't be entitled to counsel from the public defender's office, but maybe I can find somebody willing to take it on, whether he can pay them or not. I don't know.
So, Your Honor.
Suggestions?
Your Honor, when the court just said about compelling him to testify regardless of the immunity order, we wouldn't seek to compel it without it because there is potential criminal exposure.
No, I know. I think you might have. I didn't mean to say that. The consequences if he does not testify despite the order. Any ideas about counsel? I think he's probably entitled to counsel if he wants to advise him. I don't know. Hadn't done the research on that one.
Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Williams and I think the rest of the defendants, it seems to me most appropriate for the court to at least inquire of Mr. Copeland himself whether he is currently represented by counsel or not, and or what his intention is if he is not.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. I guess I can't find that out before he shows up here.
I can have someone who just bring him in.
Okay.
Where he is, so I can actually ask.
All right. If we can find him, and even, I don't care if he shows up by Zoom for me to ask those questions, that's fine with me. All right, so if he ultimately then says, yes, I'm fine with testifying, then does everybody want to start everything over, have me tell the jury, we're doing a do-over to all of it, and start over with him? Or then do y'all want to agree to using some portion of what he's already testified to, some or all of what he's already testified to pre-recusal motion? I can't hear you. Y'all can think about that for a few minutes. Ms. Firstfields let me know that the 6/12 transcript, which was the last outstanding transcript of his testimony, has just been completed and is getting emailed out to y'all. All right, so y'all think, ponder, and in the meantime, do we want to move on to the whatever motions in limine there are about Mr. Zachary? I think you said you had at least a good portion of that ready.
Yes. So counsel for Mr. Stillwell sent over a series of redactions that they like to see made, but we have objections to those, and so that is
okay.
Quite serious.
All right. That sounds good.
Would the court permit me to just step out?
Sure. Is Mr. Atkins going to take it from here while you're out?
No, I'm just asking him about Mr. Copeland and seeing if I can get him on the phone and get an answer to the court today.
Okay. All right. So the Zachary evidence, can somebody provide that to the court? Whatever we're going to be
yes, Your Honor.
Sorting through.
I'll send the transcript from this interview, Your Honor, and if any defense counsel objects,
Roll by.
I don't. No, but Mr. Atkins just said he'll send those.
And Your Honor, with respect to the transcript, they are uncorrected. There may be corrections that I make and then send to the defense.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe pick up your mic. And y'all, I think I told y'all yesterday, I'm trying to get longer stems for these, but
I didn't even turn my mic on, so I didn't even get through step one yet. So it's now on, and I am holding it. Mr. Atkins, Miss Love, Mr. Zachary's statement, his statement that I did not review yet, or I've reviewed it, but I haven't given you the total redactions. Are you planning on playing if allowed, the part where he talks to the feds about the guns?
It's possible, and there were two statements.
you should talk into the mic too so everybody can hear you.
I keep remembering how loud I am. It is possible, and there were two. I think yesterday when I spoke, I was expecting one more from you. There are two, the 2015, the August 2015 one, and then I think it's the March 2017 one. And we have your redaction request for the August 2017 one. So do you mean for both of those? Or are you just asking about the March 2017 one?
The transcript doesn't, I don't believe, say what date it was, but the time he talked to the federal agents after speaking to Investigator Gaither.
And so when you say put it in, I wouldn't, outside of impeaching him, I wouldn't have a need to put in all of that. I would be asking the witness on the stand about that. So I can, with the court's permission, I can break away and talk to you about exactly what it is that you're concerned about.
Okay, well, I'm gonna send over my proposed redactions for the statement to Investigator Gaither, with the understanding that I didn't list out any redactions for the discussion with the federal agents.
Okay. So you're sitting over the 2015 one, and then.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so there's one that has been done completely, the proposed redactions, right? So we'll just start on that one, and then I'm sure we'll have a morning break at some point. Y'all can maybe, if you need to huddle more on the another one, then that's fine.
Thank you.
Send that to you, I guess. Transcripts of Zachary's potential, I guess it's statements over to Ms. Persfield, or?
Yes, Your Honor, and I was going to also inquire, we have an extra physical copy of the transcript, if that works for the board.
Sure.
And then I will just email the redaction chart that we discussed.
Okay. Waiting on that to come through, and then we'll get started. All right, do you want to hand up the hard copy of the transcript? Because I don't have the electronic one quite yet, but I'm sure it'll come through at some point, but we can go ahead and get started with the hard copy. Wow, that's a lot.
The court can keep, but this teal colored one is going to be what we're going to discuss first.
Okay.
The red may come up later in the next.
I'll put the red to the side right now, then.
That's perfect, John.
Thank you. Ready with the first one on, that's, I guess, page 11, lines 10 through 12. Is that what that means? Or is that a time stamp?
Your Honor, that is correct. There was a couple Mr. Short had that, for the most part, I could follow. So if there's a discrepancy, I may ask Mr. Short specifically what line he wanted, but I believe for the first one, that is correct.
All right. And is this mine to keep, this teal one?
Yes, Your Honor.
I can write all over it if I want
You
to.
can highlight it, write it.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Short, the document that I'm looking at that says Quindarius proffer session proposed edits, and it's all numbered 1 through whatever. Okay. So, where am I supposed to be looking with regard to that first one? Because it's a lot of different numbers. I'm not sure what they all mean. Okay. I assume 11, 10 through 12 means page 11, lines 10 through 12, but then it has 10 again, which I don't know what that 10 is, and then
it should be when it ends. So it would be like 10. I'm pulling up my document.
okay. Sorry. Go ahead with what?
So that first one would be page 11, line 10 through page 12, line 10.
Okay, that makes more sense. Gotcha. All right. And is one of the objections to all of this going to be these aren't proper under the code?
I had lost about 50 pounds and kind of stalled. And then a friend had said,
on what arguably a co-conspirator said to him. Some of it may be, so some objections may be it's improper character evidence, it's irrelevant, things of that nature. Right. But there is a lot of things that he was told, and quite frankly, Your Honor, there's some that I don't know him to have allegedly been present for something, and the source of his information is unclear. It may be rumor, it may be something he was told, and that is probably something that we're going to need to wade through at some point.
Okay. All right, so the very first one is I'm about to tell you something, and I've just said I wasn't there.
That's in page 11, line 10.
Right. So it's obviously hearsay, so what's our exception?
Your Honor, part of it, when he's saying that he's at Crucial.
No, he's saying I wasn't at Crucial.
When he's saying I was not at Crucial.
Right.
And he can't speak about being at Crucial.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any objection to him speaking about or trying to speak about being at Crucial. I don't have any objection to taking that out.
All right, so are you good with the redaction of 11 line 10 through 12 line 10? Have you had a chance to look at these proposed redactions yet?
I looked at them. I haven't synced them up with my transcript and my
Okay.
recording. So, because I've read the transcript and listened to it so many times,
Okay.
I went through it with that knowledge.
Okay.
I haven't synced it up. So I don't have an objection to up through line 10.
Okay.
I don't have any objections to it. Page 11, line 10.
All right, so that's out by agreement. All right, so that one's out by agreement. Do you want to, is it, if I gave you 30 minutes, could you decide which ones you agree to? Okay. Sarah, something else anybody needs to take up before we take our morning break and let Miss Love do that? All right. Anybody else? Nobody? Okay. All right. We're just going to take our little morning break early. So we'll be back at 10:30.
We love Sephora because it's got hair care for me and me. Let's get into it. Let's go. We got Amika for the curls. K18.
Make it some. Hi, everybody. Hi, guys. Look, y'all know what kind of day I had. Somebody say, dang, I'm third. Viral me crazy, not we love you again. Hi, everybody. Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Y'all know I had to get up here and go live. Yes, I need some. I'm gonna get my sister to pour me some wine. Hi, everybody. Johnny says he never switched it up. Y'all switched it up on me today. I can't even lie. Y'all switched it up on me today. I don't think anything is a joke, sweetheart. Right. I'm here for the comments too, Cece. And I wasn't really nervous as much as I was freezing cold. I said that earlier. It was freezing. And okay, I got a lot of things to say. So one, I want to say a lot of people talk about how I was unprepared and how I didn't speak like an attorney and things of that nature. But I have to be honest with you. This is the first time I ever been called as a witness. So being the attorney asking the questions is way different than being the witness answering the questions. So I have never been a witness before. I had no witness prep. And I just did what I knew to do. It's not a booger, y'all. It's a nose ring. Somebody buy me a new nose ring. And to be clear, I didn't ask Woody about was everything complete or not on the transcript. Someone in the chat asked that, and I just read the comment. But to be clear, after he disconnected from the live, I went on to explain from a lawyer perspective that I did believe that the transcript was complete minus off the record conversations. I pretty much said that the whole time. But the ex parte meeting, it was very tense. There was constant walking in and out of the courtroom. And the more that I think about it, the transcript was missing something. It was missing every time someone walked in and out. That was very distracting. And it was hard for me to remember exactly who was in the room at every statement because my main concern was Mr. Copeland. So I was unable to be fully attentive to who was walking in, walking out, when they walked in, when they walked out, and also listen to everything that was being said, listen to what Mr. Copeland was saying. So at this point, that's all. And I'm not talking about the case. I'm talking about what happened today. I have been really talking about all kind of things, and everybody was like, about me talking about the case. And I don't think that's fair. And I think that had I not talked about the case, a lot of people would not have known about the off the record conversation. Now, I told the members of the defense this from the beginning. Everything that I have said over and over and over again. And if you have been following me from the beginning, you know that my story has been consistent. My story has been consistent. And I have said from the beginning that I was not the one who leaked the meeting, that I simply gave the information to the defense once they knew about the meeting. I've always stood firm on that. Next, I have never seen or heard of a witness literally being called to the stand because they're sitting in the courtroom. I've been sitting in the courtroom for the past couple of weeks because I want to know what's being said. I want to know what's being said about me. I want to be able to address what is going on. And also I don't want to feel like anyone can bully me out of a courtroom. And I felt like for a while they were trying to bully me out of the courtroom. So I say all that to say I've never seen a situation where they say, oh, Miss Bumpus is here, just put her on the stand. I'll take it from her. And even when officers testify, when witnesses testify, they do thorough witness prep. They bring their police reports. They bring whatever they want to bring, and they refresh their recollection. They're able to remember things because they're written down. I had no idea I was going to be called. I didn't have anything written down. I didn't have anything with me. And it was literally restroom break. When we come back, Ms. Bumpus is taking the stand. So, yes, I was unprepared to a certain extent, but I wasn't there as a lawyer. I was there as a person who were, I guess I was a fact finder. Was there an off the record conversation? And immediately you guys just got on there and like, I didn't bring anything to value. I didn't remember anything. Well, it's really unlikely that any of you guys would have remembered who exactly was in the room for a 2-hour long meeting, when they left, when they came back, who was in there when this happened, who was in there when that happened, with 5 minutes to gather your thoughts. So I think that is very unrealistic. Also, I'm not the only person. There are actual members of the defense team who talk about this case on the daily. Actual members of the defense team. So why should I not have to talk about the case when we have attorneys who are actually on the case who talk about the case? Is it because I don't look like them? I don't understand why you guys keep saying like, and then somebody just said this, like, you should have just gone home. Bro, I was sitting in a courtroom and I was called as a witness. Whether I had notes or not, they were not on me. I had 5 minutes. Not saying it's, and I'm not saying it's anything about race when I say they don't look like me. These people are older than me. They're men. It's so many things. They just look like a typical lawyer. And I don't think that you guys think I look like a typical lawyer. So you hold me to these different standards. Yeah. So that's just so unfair. And so you keep saying, oh, don't talk about the case, but defense attorneys can talk about the case. I'm not even on the case and I can't talk about the case. Be for real. Like, that don't even sound right. Next, yes. I think it's very interesting that investigator or whoever, Chief Investigator Long, was able to sit in the courtroom while I testified, then get up right behind me and testify. Normally, when there is a witness that's testifying to the same matter or the same content as another person, the rule is invoked. And the rule means the rule of I can't say y'all, escrotation. I can't even say it. But anyway, it means that you have to leave the courtroom while everybody else testifies before you. He was able to sit there, listen to my testimony, and then make his testimony based off of what I testified. That's pretty odd as well. And finally, I'm just going to say this. My main goal was to get the Brady evidence out. And the Brady evidence was the 2 statements that I say he made about the infinity, and he wants to claim everything. There were multiple statements, and that was what the scope was the questioning was supposed to be. So a lot of those questions that were asked of me were irrelevant and had nothing to do with, was there an off the record meeting? But anyway, I thank y'all. The sassy. Okay, I think that Adam Abate, I think that he came in there just to, I guess, give the state some credibility as to them not knowing that Attorney Melnick represented Mr. Copeland. And that was based off of previous or prior conversations that Melnick had with a district attorney Abate. I'm not explaining myself to anyone. I'm explaining what happened in court today. And I want you guys to understand what the purpose of the hearing was. So really, I'm on here to let you guys know, I really don't care how you feel about me or what you feel my presentation was. First of all, nobody has been in my position. It took a lot of nerves and courage and just tenacity to get up there and be able to do that. Like I said, I've never been called as a witness. So that's my first time ever being in that seat in a courtroom full of people. I'm always the one asking the questions. And I just want you guys to know that the purpose of my testimony was to get the Brady evidence out. I believe that was done. I honestly believe that it was effective and efficient. And once Long got up behind me and he pretty much said everything that I said, I think you guys kind of saw it unfold beyond in front of your eyes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And yes, I stand behind the fact that Mr. Copeland made those statements. I don't care what anybody got on the stand and said. I stand behind the fact that he said what he said, and everything I said on the stand today was the truth. As an officer of the court, I have no reason to make up a lie or make this up. When this happened, I told the story exactly the same to the defense attorneys, and I really didn't know what was going on with the case. So I really didn't know anything about an infinity. So there was no way I could have even made up that comment because I don't know nothing about an infinity. It was just what they were talking about in the off the record meeting. Thank you. I'm just reading some comments, y'all. Yeah, this is the truth right here, Kat. He ended up, he says at one point, I believe the judge asked him, was the off the record conversation about Donovan Thomas? He says no. But then he says that Simone specifically states that that they're talking about Donovan Thomas's murder.
I need a napkin.
Yeah, I know they don't like me over there in Long Crime. It's nothing I can do about that. All I can do is get on here and explain to you guys what the purpose of my testimony was. And that's the only reason why I got on here. And I still feel like they're just trying to run me off. And I just think that I did what I was supposed to do. I spoke with people in the courtroom. I spoke with defense attorneys. And only the internet felt the way the internet felt, not me. Y'all, all my phones are just ringing. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm reading all the comments. You guys are so great. I'm not, once again, I'm not defending myself. I really don't care. But if I'm going to get on here and talk about other things, I have to put myself in the hot seat as well to what you guys have to say. But it's not about me defending myself as much as I don't think a lot of people understood what my purpose was and why I was up there. I was up there just to get the Brady evidence out so they can discuss a possible Brady violation. I was not up there as an attorney. I was an attorney, but not representing anyone. Normally, I am the one standing at the podium asking the questions. So this was a first for me.